Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
5 brain cells, 4 aren't working.
Did you hear what I said?
5 brain cells, 4 aren't working.
You know, that's just one step above stupid.
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
Yeah, I mixed it up. I didn't put the metal pipe that time. Yeah, we had to do one of those family meetings today, and trying to convince Dad not to drive. It's kind of hard to give up your, but with Uber and stuff like that now, it's pretty easy to get around, So we kind of convinced him to doing that, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. Crazy times. But he definitely shouldn't be driving. All right. Well, how the hell's it going out there? Man, somebody put in the comments yesterday that there's missing 7-year-old in Minnesota. She's been found, but I think it's sort of an interesting... We should go over it regardless. I was kind of up late, getting the scanner audio and all this kind of stuff for today, and she was found safe today, but the story's pretty weird. Unfortunately, I don't have access to that one site for some reason today. It's kind of dark where I can get information on an individual. So we'll take a look at that. Let's see. I guess that needs to be moved too. Where the heck is it? It's weird how things just disappear sometimes. Hey, thanks, Jessica Schubach. Well, I guess here's how it kind of started. We can listen to this. There's like there's like 13 minutes of audio, and I think at some point you can hear them referring to. But this took place. Let me show you. In, let's see, this county's got kind of a weird name. Never seen it before. It is in like S-H-E-R Burn, B-U-R-N-E, so maybe Sherburne County in Minnesota. And it's, like Minneapolis is right here, so it's northwest of there. Thank you, Jessica Schubach. Hey, we didn't start at 0. That's good. Well, we always start at 0. It's just how long does the 0 stay on the screen? Yeah, but this is this little town called Zimmerman, and they had said that the girl was dropped off right here, but I believe the father, the family might live right there, and there sounded like there was an error on what they were talking about, but I didn't know where to put that. And she got off of the bus after school, and then she just went missing. And originally, people were saying that this black vehicle that was following the bus that she got into it. And see, that's what just shows you that people just kind of invent stuff really quick, and then it just causes problems. Turns out the black vehicle had absolutely nothing to do with anything. So let's just listen to this.
Westwood. You want to head back to command?
I didn't get to listen to all of it. It's 13 minutes.
Sorry. 5601 is station.
5601, 2035.
Say, we just drove by the high school and it's pretty much locked up, so we didn't stop.
5602, 24 lock. 5602 is on speed. 1944.
3500, control S2 on scene.
Zero, Captain 33500, you can show myself clearing the accident on 169, heading to the missing child call.
Copy, are you guys...
Right there, he's clearing an accident, he's heading to the missing child call. I couldn't find the original call, like when it came in.
all clear on that accident, or you still have people out there?
All of them are in units are clear of the accident.
Copy, thanks, 1959. 5602, transporting birthday. NC 1202.
Zero, Captain 33500, you can show me reference scene over at the missing child.
2003.
3500 from Zimmerman Rescue 1. You can show us in the area.
German Rescue 1 in the area, 1912. Captain 3.
On the accident on 169, do you know the state, all the know? Copy, thank you.
Roger.
Street incident. Yeah, just have them play for standby, please.
Yes, sir.
Whoa,
First page for Clear Lake Fire to respond.
Sure,
Alpha rekindle for 4430 124th Avenue Southeast. Neighbor across the street can see flames again at that address. Unknown if anybody is there at this time. First page 1918. Page for Alpha rekindle structure fires address flame team.
Wow, that's some loud crap.
Respond to the rekindle for 4430 124th Avenue Southeast. Again, that's at the prior structure fire, 1980.
There is a
3500, Clear Lake Chief 2 is in row.
Clearly, Chief 2 here in Rock. Please be advised I am going to pad your city channel with STAC 1 for full communications.
3500, Clear Lake Chief 1. Are you starting mutual aid?
They've been started, Becker and Foley.
That's where the helicopter was flying around.
1926.
Looking. Look at that right
Show
there.
50.
See that?
54. 1930. Information Foley Fire. Please go to STAC 1 for communications when you get a chance. STAC 1.
Oh.
5601 and 5602, this is a clarification page. 5601, responding to 1830 Smith Drive on the child with the burn. 5602, you're going to go to TAC 1.
Ah.
5601 and 5602, this is a clarification page. 5601, responding to 1830 Smith Drive on the child with the burn. 5602, you're going to go to...
Not sure what that was. But I don't know. Anyways, we can... the call came in. I don't want to waste your guys' time listening to that. You can always tell. We had 90 people. Now it's 84. And it's just going to get worse and worse and worse because I'm not talking about Brian Koberger. Just sucks. And if it's like this in 30 minutes, I'm going to quit the show and do something else. All right. So, you know, this is... The situation was that she got off of the bus, the school bus, and then she didn't show up at home, and then eventually it was reported missing, and then, you know, people said there was a black vehicle. They actually have a picture of it. I mean, we have all these. Somebody sent me a whole bunch of different screenshots we can go over. And it says right here, thank you to everyone who has reached out, offering to help search. We have more volunteers than we need. Please avoid the area, though we know you want to help. We appreciate our community. Let's see. She was wearing all black jacket, blue snow pants, white boots, pink Nike hoodie. She's only 4'7", 70 pounds. She's 7 years old. And black fuzzy pants underneath, gray and white hat, backpack with many keychains. Brynlee was last seen around 3:55 p.m. on Wednesday, January 21st, yesterday, near the 2600 block of 13th Street West in Zimmerman. There was a black car seen following the school bus, but it's unknown if she entered the vehicle or if it's related in any way. But other people actually typed in that she got into the vehicle. The Sherburne County Sheriff's Office is leading the search effort and is urging residents to check their home security cameras for any suspicious activity during the afternoon hours. The Zimmerman Fire Department is asking residents in the area between Zimmerman's home and Garden and Casey's to go through. I'm going to see Zimmerman's home and Garden and Casey's. Let me see that. Garden. Okay, so there's must be Garden and Casey's, they're saying. Casey's General Store. Oh, so right there. So maybe from like here down to here. I want any surveillance footage. They want it anyways. The Zimmerman Fire Department is asking residents in the area between Zimmerman's home and Garden Casey's to go through, thoroughly check any campers or outbuildings or other structures. You know, and they just had no clue what was going on. And I'm just going to read all these different screenshots that somebody sent me. Please, everyone, there's an Amber Alert out for my granddaughter. She was seen by one of the passengers of her school bus getting in to this black car after she got off the bus. If you see a car like this anywhere, please try to see if there's a beautiful little blonde 7-year-old girl in the car. This happened hours ago, so she could be quite some distance now. So they're saying, yeah, we're putting that out. It had absolutely nothing to do with anything, this car here. So I don't know how the grandmother had that information. Apparently that's her right there with her backpack and everything. Thank you, everyone who's reached out. I think that's the same as what you just read. And this one is the Sherburne County Sheriff's Office is searching for a missing 7-year-old girl. Brynlee was last seen getting off the school bus at 13th Street West in Zimmerman. Hey, thanks so much, Chris O'Connell. Hey, thank you very much. At 13th Street West in Zimmerman, Minnesota. A public safety alert said she entered a black sedan at 3:30 p.m. She was last seen wearing a black jacket, blue snow pants, white boots, pink Nike hoodie, etc. Well, we already went through that. All right. I'm just going through these in order. I mean, they're just in a folder. There's no particular order for them. So she was last seen at 3:45. Is really 3:55. Yeah, that's her right there. And they have a picture of that same black vehicle. This car. This is the car. It's a 2011. Look at these sleuthy people, man. Oh. You know, I know everybody's just trying, but it's like, I can just picture it. I know exactly that type. Yeah, just let me go over the case, okay, you guys? We don't need to have you... We already know what the updates are and everything. I'm just going through it. Because I think it's a very kind of disturbing story that seems to be kind of more common now. She was last seen getting off a school bus near Zimmerman's home at Garden at the bus stop. I don't know if he... I don't know. That address... I couldn't find an address for the father anywhere near there. Authorities in Sherburne have issued an Amber Alert as they search for a missing 7-year-old girl. According to the sheriff's office, Brynlee Nelson was last seen Wednesday getting off her school bus at a stop near the 2600 block of 13th Street. Brynlee was last seen wearing white boots, sky blue snow pants, a long black jacket, a pink sweatshirt, black leggings, a hat with no mittens, carrying a backpack. Brynlee is 4'3". Authorities are asking nearby residents to check their property, etc. And see here, it says, update. Family members say Brynlee was seen getting into a black car. You see that? Like, that really stopped the progress from the public anyways. The police didn't take that seriously. At 11:45 p.m., the Minnesota BCA issued an Amber Alert. So it took them, she went missing at 3:55, and the Amber Alert went out 8 hours later. There was a black car seen following the school bus, but it's unknown if she entered the vehicle. We live by here. My son plays with her. She did get off the bus, went to her door. This is another story. Went to her door, didn't go in, walked away, and was seen on someone's camera possibly entering a black car. From what I know of her, she's outside a lot, but doesn't just take off. So scary. It was confirmed on the Zimmerman's post that she did get off the bus at her bus stop. There's so many posts with information from so many different people that it's confusing. What's true and what's false? Hey, I hear you, Brittany up there. That's exactly the shit that goes on a case. Everybody wants to be the first super sleuth and just put out absolute nonsense, and they never take accountability for it later. It's weird. There's a report she was seen walking towards her home and got into a black car. Yeah, over and over and over and over again. The same thing. Yeah, let's see what this one says. Urgent. They live in the townhomes, Meadowview townhomes. Let me see that. So is that what this is right here? Meadowview townhome. So that probably is that area. Yeah. Oh, right over there. Interesting. Okay. So more like in this little community here. Apparently. Alright. But hey guys, if you're out there and you're watching the show, it'd be great if you guys could support the channel, even on these we have $0 in super chats, and we have 7 channel memberships, so we're currently about 1/10 of a nightly goal. I'm sorry it's not, the case that you wanted to be talking about, but it's a case, nevertheless, it's probably more important, actually, than the one that you wanted to talk about. We can stage Zimmerman's home and garden, and everyone group and pick a street and knock on everybody's door. Right. Let's see. My son rides the bus with her. He stated she got in a black car. See, she didn't get into a black car. And there's a helicopter that was flying around. I just showed you. That's what the full route of that helicopter was, kind of searching everywhere around here. Alright, so All right, here we go. Here's the press conference.
All right, we all in here?
ABC 5.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
This is
my name is Commander Ben Zawacki,
This is today.
of the Sherburne County Sheriff's Office. With me today, we have members of the Sherburne County Attorney's Office,
Yeah, a few of you do.
FBI, BCA, and the Elk River Police Department. I'll talk briefly about this case, and we'll have time for questions. Just keep in mind, the investigation is still ongoing, and there will be questions that we're unable to answer. At 6:31, our office received a call of a missing 7-year-old named Brynlee in the city of Zimmerman. Deputies were advised that Brynlee usually got off the bus around 4 p.m. There was a miscommunication amongst family about where she could have been dropped off after the bus stop.
Yeah, so that was like, maybe it really wasn't that address they gave out.
After checking with family and neighbors, 911 was contacted. Deputies, investigators, and fire responded to the area. The scene was chaotic. There were numerous tips and speculation being called into law enforcement. One involved a black...
Yeah, can everybody hit that like button for me? That would be great. But also, I need you guys' support. So if you have the ability to help support the channel with channel memberships or super chats, etc., this night's no different than any other night. So I would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Passenger car that was following Brynlee's school bus. Investigators were able to determine that no one actually saw Brynlee enter the black car. Eventually, an IPAWS alert that was Sherburne County specific was to aid in the search and rescue operation was sent out. At that time, we did not meet the required criteria for an Amber Alert. Through our continued investigation, potential suspect Joseph Bragg was developed. From the information received, we believe that Brynlee was a victim of a stranger abduction.
I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is exactly like it was a completely legit child abduction right off the street after getting off a bus.
Through investigative techniques, we developed a general location of the suspect and potential vehicles involved.
Yeah, they actually were able to look at surveillance and find the vehicle.
One of the vehicles was identified as a white Dodge Ram pickup. A COPS alert was issued coordinating with law enforcement agencies in Albert Lea. Investigators were working to pinpoint the exact location of the suspect. The decision at that time was to not send the Amber Alert out in fear that the suspect would be notified. The Amber Alert was issued after law enforcement agencies were in a position to close in on the suspect. Shortly before 1 a.m., we were notified that the white Dodge pickup was located and that the suspect was taken into custody without incident.
Look at it. It's a black sedan, It turns out it's a white Dodge pickup. Absolutely, almost like the complete opposite vehicle as the one that they were saying. Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell.
And Brynlee
Anybody else hear what I was saying? We need you guys' support on the channel tonight. Thank you.
was located safe. Brynlee was taken to the hospital for evaluation. I want to thank the numerous law enforcement.
Well, I hope so, Chris O'Connell. Anyways, thank you very much for your always being so generous. I mean, there's nights I don't know what I would do without you guys. I mean, it's just like so difficult these days. I have to ask over and over just to try to make it. I wish that could just go away.
And first responders from local, state, and federal that assisted in this investigation. We estimate around 200 law enforcement officers and fire personnel assisted in some way last night. We'll provide you with all the agencies involved at a later time. There's too many to list. I also want to thank the community. Estimated 700 volunteers came out in the sub-zero temperatures to assist in trying to locate Brynlee. With all that assistance and the assistance of all of our partners and the diligent work by the investigators, I don't believe that we would have came up with this outcome. At this time, I'll answer any questions that you may have.
Can you talk about how this...
Here's the thing, before we keep going. So this is where the abduction took place, somewhere in there. God, that's such a huge file. Hold on. Wow. Look at that. I don't even know where to go to get rid of it. Flew around for so long. Okay. So this is where the abduction took place. And then I looked this guy up on Ben Verified. And it looks like, well, this is north-south oriented. And so I found a house for him right here. But they pulled him over down there. So, I mean, obviously, you know, he goes in that direction towards where this house was listed on, in Ben Verified. And I'm very certain it's the same person. Even his, the Facebook page looked like the same person. Yeah, so it's like this house. That's where the abductor lives. All right, back to this. Let's hear the questions. Thank you, April Rain.
Suspect in this case targeted her, or do you know the family? Can you elaborate on that at all?
The only thing that I can tell you that there was a social media tie.
Isn't that amazing? A social media tie. I think it was Facebook. I mean, a 7-year-old, and somehow, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was like Roblox or something. I wasn't able to use that site that I used.
That's still kind of an active part of the investigation, so we don't really want to go into further detail on that.
So then there's, Albert Lee put out something that this black car may have been, I know that the black car's not involved, but did this white pickup truck follow the bus? Was she being followed until she got off of the bus?
There was a black vehicle that was on video that was driving behind the bus. That was probably where some of that information initially came. I don't have any information to say that the white pickup truck was following the bus in any way at this time.
We're seeing others say that he was reaching out to them on Facebook groups, posing as a nanny. Do you know if there were other kids that he had attempted to take, or was he working as a nanny? Is there any information you can?
Nanny.
What I can tell you, as I said in the beginning,
was he working?
Pretty still involved in this investigation. That's a piece of it that I don't think we can talk about at this point right now.
Do you know what he said to her to get her in the vehicle, or is there anything you can tell parents, a conversation to have with their kids tonight to remind them about stranger danger, anything like that?
Hey, happy birthday.
So to the first part of your question, no, I don't know that anything was said in that regard. What I can tell you is obviously we tell parents to monitor the social media use by their children, especially young children. There's just way too much access by people that would want to do harm. So you have to know what your children are doing on social media.
You had 700 volunteers turn out.
Why do you always make such awkward statements,
Can you
Elena?
talk about just that response?
Unbelievable.
And where were people searching exactly?
Every time.
Well, so when the initial Facebook post got put out, I believe it was by Zimmerman Fire's Facebook page. And this is the kind of community that comes to help in these types of situations. And we've had times in the past where children were lost. People come out of every area to help out. They were concerned about the safety of
Yeah, she's okay. We just went over the whole thing.
her. It took us a little bit of time to coordinate and get them in a position where we could use them effectively. So that took a little bit of time, but people just want to help, and we appreciate that.
Have you talked to the family? Anybody here? How they're doing?
I know. I said that. Happy
I have
birthday
not talked to
to
the family
Paulette's
yet, no.
daughter.
This individual on the law enforcement agency's radar, was he have a record? Have they worried about him or have any run-ins with him in the past?
All
I
right, well,
can't
then go
answer
back
that
and
right
rewind
now.
when you come in
Was
late.
Brynlee injured at all? Had
Yeah.
anything happen to her?
She was located safe, and that's all that I know at this point. So, with me, I just want to introduce Drew Evans with the BCA. He's got a couple things to say as well.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Drew Evans. I'm the superintendent of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension.
It just
and,
always
you know,
is the way
before I just hear a
hey,
couple
there's a
things,
lot of
I mean,
mods
I did,
here
as the
tonight. What a
commander,
weird
to ask
comment.
that
Just
question. I mean, there's no
make comments about the
criminal history
cases,
with this
Elena,
individual,
please.
other than maybe some minor court actions related to him. But you'll get a lot more on that as you go forward.
No, that's not what
You
you're
know,
trying
I
to
want
do.
to just say a couple things.
You're not
One,
trying
you
to
know,
keep
as
China.
it was alluded to, how the family is doing. This is every family's worst nightmare. To lose your child, whether they wander off in the terribly cold temperatures that we have in Minnesota, or in a case like this, that they were taken by somebody then away and abducted a child, and having everybody come together to find that child. I want to commend the law enforcement and the community here. You know, this is the resolve, as was, you know, the commander noted, that the community comes together. It's clear in this community how quickly everybody scrambled together to have 700 volunteers, 200 law enforcement to drop what they're doing. I certainly don't know the staffing in this county, but there certainly is not 200 people on duty at any given time. That shows the response that came here, in addition to the other state.
I mean, this is just such a nightmare. And then people go, why weren't the parents waiting at the bus stop? I mean, why should somebody have to do that? You know, you're being dropped off, kid out at your, the bus stop right in front of your house, and some wacko, you get mad at the abductors, okay? God, I can't, you know the people I can't stand the most on social media are the moral superiority complex types that always sort of victim blame and sort of go after, you know, when they run out of material on the bad guy, they start attacking the family members and so forth, because it makes them feel better about themselves. It's crazy.
Local and federal partners that always scramble when we have a missing child. In this case, as was noted, there was a lot going on trying to determine if this child was missing, which happens every day across our state, or they were abducted. And as you can see,
there you go.
this
See,
team
Sherry?
honed in
That's
on
exactly what I was
this,
talking about.
frankly, evil individual that took this child in this situation. We will be
never
working
did that?
together and giving you all the information as we can moving forward, as the county attorney prepares a case against this individual to ensure they're
Happens all the time.
accountable. But we want to make sure.
Idaho 4 case. How come Bethany and Dylan, they didn't do this, they didn't do that? I mean, gee, what's going on here? In the Delphi case, how come they were allowed to go to the bridge? Well, I don't know. Why can't they go to the bridge? You know? Why do people worry about a psycho being out there? See, that's what the deal is, you guys. You know, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, there is a massive gap between the two political parties in this country regarding law enforcement. And it seems like people just don't care about law and order on one side, and the other side cares about law and order. And whenever they care about law and order and try to clean things up, the other side gets really angry about it. And I don't understand the logic there. You can't have a civil society without law and order. It's absolutely a fact. And for some reason, people don't like it. They think that somehow you should let murderers and killers roam around in your city and treat them really nicely next time. Maybe hold their hand and they won't do it. You guys are nuts. Really, honest to God, it makes me angry.
That everybody across Minnesota continues to do just what we saw in this community today. When a child goes missing, we come together.
Defund the police. Reimagine the police, you guys. Oh, what a creative thought. What a bunch of idiots. I mean, why are you even following true crime?
I just want to highlight one more thing before we turn it over to the county attorney, and I'm sure we'd be happy to answer questions. I would too, on any aspects of this. One of the things I completely agree with monitoring social media and knowing what your children are up to, but the continual message before we had phones, before we had anything, that to talk to your kids, if it is an individual that approaches them, unless you specifically as a parent tell them that it is an individual with that individual is picking them up, your child should not go with that person. And we need to tell all of our kids it's a good reminder.
Doesn't that suck that we have to do that?
Luckily, we have a child that's alive today. Do the great work of everybody up here today, but we want to also make sure we're reinforcing that with our children, unless the parent specifically is the one telling them to go with that person, that they do not get in a vehicle with that person.
Hey, what's so funny there, Marisol?
And with that, we'll turn it over to the county attorney for some remarks, if that works.
Good morning. I have very few comments.
Hey guys, can you guys please help support the channel? We've had a massive lull already, even though I've said, hey, we need the support for the channel. We're currently at 1/6 of a normal night. So if you have the ability to, maybe somebody out there can do a challenge of some sort, that would be great. Thank you.
As this is, as the commander pointed out, an active investigation. What I will say, I will echo the comments that have already been made here this morning, expressing the deep gratitude that I have on behalf of myself, the community, the Sherburne County Attorney's Office, for all of the work of the law enforcement community and all of the agencies involved, the men and women who are before you here today and those that we know were out and continue to be out and working hard on this matter. We are so thankful for their efforts in bringing this young child home to her family. Our office will be reviewing the information as it comes in.
Well, I was just wondering what part. I know I try to make people put a little humor by doing my little voices and stuff, but I just can't tell because we're always on such a delay.
And we will do that as it's received and working diligently in that regard. Any criminal complaint that will be issued will be publicly available. But at this point, this is very early on. So there's not much that, from our perspective, I will be able to answer for you. But I did want to echo again and just commend the work of this law enforcement community in Sherburne County and throughout the state. We are very fortunate to have that. And I also echo the sentiments and think they bear repeating, not only about those efforts, but also what's been made about the safety of our children and the need to protect them, be aware, and hope that we all embrace our loved ones today. Thank you.
Can you just confirm, sorry, one more time, is it your belief as we stand here this morning that there was no previous contact between your suspect and this girl?
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about the locations? So the child was abducted in Zimmerman and found within Albert Lee, and then is this gentleman from Maple Grove area that we're in? What can you tell me about the locations?
Correct. Abducted in city of Zimmerman, located in Albert Lee.
So this
in
is
regards
his
to
house.
where he resided, I think Maple Grove was a prior address. I don't have any other information.
Oh, that is a
than that.
prior address.
And she was found in this truck with him?
Correct.
Inside the truck.
So he probably lives somewhere else now, down more south.
Okay. Thank you.
Crazy. Well, hey, good news, but man, that just is absolutely... It looks like incredible police work, too, to be able to get quickly onto a pickup truck and then somehow track him all the way down and catch him while he's still on the move, with Brynlee. That's amazing. So, good job, good job. All right. Well, like I said a minute ago, it just seems like we're not going to get a lot of people in here, and it's going to be a really dead night. So I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to stay on here. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about, or? I mean, whenever you ask 16 times and it doesn't budge, that's when you know, it's not going to be a good one. Anybody have anything? It's already been a stressful day, dealing with the parents. You always hope you come in here and it's not stressful, but here it is again. Yep, yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, maybe I'll just chill out, watch the Blazers or something. Anyways, thanks for those who supported the channel. Appreciate it. Thanks to Jessica Schubach. We had Cheryl Bullock, Chris O'Connell, gifted 5, then did 10. She made up all but 15 of it. And then we had April Rain. All right. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. And as I always say, until that next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector. Click rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gregel's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later.